All right, it's time for QB1 with Crissy, Froyd. Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback on our minds today. And Crissy, is it any surprise that Aaron Rodgers is already in the MVP conversations heading into next season?
No, I don't think so. And I think that as long as he's continuing to play football, that he's going to land in that conversation every single time because he's proven that he's been worthy of winning it in the past. And then he's also proven that he can be a winner at the highest level. This is a quarterback who's finished in the top 6 in passing touchdowns for 2 straight seasons. And so while public opinion on how he operates as a person has been very split, especially as of late, this is definitely someone who deserves to be in that conversation and should remain that way as long as his football career continues.
You know, that being said, it's been something of a tumultuous offseason, I think. You know, free agency was wild. Aaron Rodgers was reportedly directly involved in all of those discussions. And now they find themselves with a team that looks different than the ones that we've seen when he's had so much success in seasons past. I mean, how does who is around him personnel-wise now ultimately affect what's going to be possible next season?
Yeah, I think that he's a strong enough quarterback to the point that I don't want to say that it doesn't matter. I do think that it does have some level of impact. And I think that Davante Adams is going to be the biggest loss there. That's what people are looking at, because when you look at Aaron Rodgers' passing touchdowns, about 34% of those over the past 2 seasons were to Davante Adams. And so in the target share too, that was almost 30% on its own. So that's someone that Aaron Rodgers really likes to go to. And then when you look at kind of the newer guys that they brought in, you have Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs from the NFL draft, and then Sammy Watkins. And so I feel like they lose a certain amount of proven quality in that wide receiver room, but they do have some guys with potential. It's a matter of whether or not they pan out. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a hump to get over when it comes to building chemistry. And then some of the early shortcomings of some of those guys are obviously going to affect completion percentage and things like that. But I do think that there's very much the sense that they can get it rolling. And they had one of their offensive line, when you look at pass blocking, they did a pretty good job of that. Some changes in there, but I believe they ranked somewhere around number 7 in the league in pass blocking. And so I think that you lose some things that are really important, but still have a decent setup and a quarterback that I think is obviously one of the best in the league.
Packers fans are going to look to this Davante Adams void as just a crater that probably can't be filled. I mean, should they temper their expectations for what might be possible with the guys who are still in that room, the guys that you just mentioned?
Yeah, because some of them are rookies and not all of them came from super huge schools. And Romeo Doubs has a lot of good things that he brings to the table, but there were some just issues that he had at the Senior Bowl with some of his route running and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's one showcase and he was really good all season. But there is going to be that transition to the NFL and these guys are going to have to adjust. And so I do think that the void is going to be felt to a certain extent, but I don't think that it's going to end up being as bad just for the Packers' success overall, just because of the loss of Davante Adams.
You know, just one last point on Aaron Rodgers. I know you spent a lot of time talking to NFL coaches, NFL executives, and he has, with good reason, I would assume, he's been ranked as a tier 1 quarterback majority of his career. That's accurate in your opinion? You expect that trend to continue?
Yeah, I think so. I think the only thing that you would look at, maybe considering that he's like 39 years old now, is naturally to an extent there's going to be some rate of physical decline that we'll probably see, kind of like some of the down games that Tom Brady had. Obviously, Tom Brady is, in my opinion, the best quarterback to ever play the game. But I mean, outside of that, looking at that, I think that there's a chance you could see something like that happen in the relatively near future, and that he probably has like maybe 3 seasons or so left in him in his career. But I do think that he's a top tier quarterback, and I think he's going to continue to operate that way as long as he chooses to continue playing football.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more QB1.